The chair recognizes now the gentlelady, Ms. McBath.
Thank you, Chairman. Director Peters, the grotesque actions at FCI Dublin is an extreme example of why every person needs oversight. Every prison needs oversight. I back its closure 110%, and closing the facility was the first step in a long and harrowing process. The women at that prison remain in need of supervision, protection, and a sense of what their futures would look like. They've already endured so much, and it's your job to ensure that no additional harm comes to them. Many of these women held at FCI Dublin have family members and loved ones who are concerned for their physical safety and their emotional well-being. What steps were taken to screen for histories of misconduct among the temporary staff BOP brought to FCI Dublin to facilitate the transfer of adults in custody?
Thank you, Congresswoman. There was a review by the regional directors to ensure that the people we were sending to have additional eyes and ears in that facility during that closure were the appropriate people. We also brought in additional members from the regional office to have that oversight as well. Safety and security of those women and fear of even perceived retaliation during that move was top of mind for us.
Thank you. And what oversight is occurring to ensure that women are being treated humanely during their transfer process?
So on a variety of levels, we sent out clear messages to the wardens that they would have direct eyes and ears and watching these women as they arrived in their receiving institutions to ensure that they had the medical care, the mental health care, access to counsel, access to their family. You're right, we were worried about their families as well. We also have an individual that has been the liaison with our SAFER teams from the department, from the Office of the Deputy Attorney General, and she too is keeping watch on these individuals, so we have someone in central office paying attention. I also had the opportunity to visit a group of these women who had been transferred to our facility, our CTAC facility in Washington, and talk to them directly to ensure that their transition was going smoothly.
And did BOP evaluate every woman's eligibility for early release or release to community placements with consideration for good time credits and also the First Step Act credits and the Second Chance Act before assigning them to another facility?
Congresswoman, we did. In fact, at the time that we decided to close the facility, there were over 600 women at that facility, and at the point of moving them out, we had 518. So a substantial number of them were able to go to the community based on those earned time credits or other standing. Also, the women that I mentioned that were housed at CTAC, those were individuals that had less than 5 months remaining on their sentence. We wanted them to be as close to their releasing facility as possible during the latter part of their sentence.
And finally, what efforts were made to ensure that other BOP facilities had the capacity to receive those individuals that were transferred from FCI Dublin?
Yes, we did a careful review of capacity and their ability to safely absorb them and felt comfortable with the institutions that we had chosen that they would able to safely absorb them and provide them the appropriate treatment and programming and medical and mental health.
We've also been kind of concerned about the fact that we understand that some of the individuals that were transferred very far away from their communities and far away from their families with no notification of those family members as to where their family and those individuals were being transferred to. I myself, also having the murder of my son's child actually placed in federal prison as well, I will tell you our rights were violated because that gentleman, I will call him a gentleman, actually was transferred, and we never knew anything about it. I found out from the media that he had been transferred out of the state of Florida to another facility.
Thank you, Congresswoman. I know you and I have talked about that unfortunate incident, and I'm just, again, sorry that that happened to you and your family. The families were also a concern of ours in this move. For safety and security reasons, we can't give advance notice on when we're moving adults in custody ever, not just the temporary closure of a facility, but even the daily moves that we make, which is why we made sure that they had access and ability to reach out to their families once they arrived at their receiving institutions.
Thank you very much. I yield back my time.